Hello everyone, my name is Emmanuel Aransel and this is Lagos Transportation Agenda, a critical initiative that is aimed at modernizing urban mobility and addressing Lagos traffic issues. On this episode, last time was the celebration of the 30 years anniversary of the Motoring World International. Today we are going to be having the concluding part of the event. I want you to sit back, relax and enjoy the show. Please stay with us while we go on this short break.
Why get stuck in endless traffic when you can arrive at your destination faster, calmer, and completely stress-free? With our reliable ferry service, let's escape the daily Lagos traffic. You enjoy a smarter, smoother way to move across the city. And without worries about where to park your car, because we have a car park rule. Lag Ferry offers you affordable, safe, and efficient waterway transportation designed to save you time and reduce the stress of daily commuting. Queues, no unnecessary stopovers, and no frustrating delays. Just a smooth ride across Lagos waterways that gets you where you need to be right on schedule. Ready to skip the traffic? Visit lagferry.gov.ng to experience a smarter way to move across Lagos.
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Lagos Transportation Agenda and we are live at Muson Center, Onikon, where the Motoring World International is celebrating its 30 years anniversary. A lot of stakeholders are present right here at the event. In the height of the event, the Director General of the National Automotive Design and Development Council, NADDC, in person of Otunba Oluwemimo Oshanipin, was ably represented by Lady Susan Bizong-Taiwo, and she gave her contribution through the speech. Here is what Lady Susan said.
It is a great honor to join you today as Motoring World celebrates 30 years of impactful automotive journalism, industry advocacy, and policy engagement in Nigeria. Let me begin by congratulating the publisher, Mr. Femi Owoeye. I used to call him Owoeye. Owoeye. The management and editorial team and all stakeholders who have sustained this publication for 3 decades. In a highly challenging media environment, attaining 30 years is not just an achievement. It is a statement to resilience, professionalism, and relevance. Today's celebration also provides an important opportunity to reflect on the growing role of motoring media in shaping the future of Nigeria's automotive industry. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, no automotive industry succeeds without effective communication, public engagement, and informed advocacy. Globally, the media has played strategic roles in promoting local manufacturing, educating consumers, stimulating policy conversations, encouraging investment, and building public confidence in the industry. The media is the bridge between government, industry, and the public. It informs, it educates, it influences perception, and importantly, it drives national conversation. Over the years, Motoring World has consistently documented the evolution of Nigeria's automotive industry, from the early assembly plants era to the emergence of indigenous manufacturers, policy reforms, and today's tradition towards cleaner mobility solutions such as electric vehicles and compressed natural gas, which is CNG as popularly known. This contribution deserves recognition. Distinguished guests, the global automotive industry is undergoing one of the biggest transformations in its history. Electric mobility, alternative fuels, smart manufacturing, and green transportation technologies are redefining the future of mobility. Nigeria must not be left behind. At the National Automotive Design and Development Council, NADDC, we are actively pursuing initiatives aimed at positioning Nigeria as not just a vehicle market, but a competitive automotive manufacturing and innovation hub in Africa. Our focus includes electric vehicle development, compressed natural gas conversion program.
Awesome. That was a lovely speech from Lady Susan. And I want to believe you are still with us as we have a lot of goodies in package for us. Please stay with us as we go on this short break. And when we come back, we'll be giving you the detailed information of how the event went. Stay with us.
Why get stuck in endless traffic when you can arrive at your destination faster, calmer, and completely stress-free? With our reliable ferry service, let's escape the daily Lagos traffic. You enjoy a smarter, smoother way to move across the city. And without worries about where to park your car, because we have a car park rule. Lag Ferry offers you affordable, safe, and efficient waterway transportation designed to save you time and reduce the stress of daily commuting. Queues, no unnecessary stopovers, and no frustrating delays. Just a smooth ride across Lagos waterways that gets you where you need to be right on schedule. Ready to skip the traffic? Visit lagferry.gov.ng to experience a smarter way to move across Lagos.
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Lagos Transportation Agenda, and we are still live at 30 years celebration of Motoring World International, the publisher of Motoring World Magazine and Motoring World Online. But because of the event, there are other dignitaries that were interviewed, among which we have Tasam Adetoro, not forgetting the founder of this Motoring World, the person of Mr. Femi Owoeye, who gave his heartfelt gratitude on the event. Let's listen to them.
The automotive industry remains one of the most strategic sectors for economic transformation across the world. Automotive manufacturing has catalyzed industrialization, technology transfer, job creation, skill development, and economic diversification. Nations that have successfully industrialized have often done so on the back of the strong and competitive automotive sector. In Nigeria, the federal government recognizes the critical role of the automotive industry in achieving the objective of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR. The sector possesses enormous potentials to stimulate local manufacturing, deepen industrial linkages, create employment opportunities, and reduce dependency on import vehicles and components. Over years, the government has continued to pursue policies aimed at strengthening the automotive ecosystem through the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment and the National Automotive Design and Development Council. Efforts have been intensified to promote local vehicle assembly, encourage component manufacturing, and attract investments and development, skill and infrastructure required for the sustainable automotive industry. The ministry is also working closely with the stakeholders, such as what we are doing today, on the review and the strengthening of the National Automotive Industry Development Framework to ensure that it responds effectively to emerging realities, including electric mobility, compressed natural gas (CNG) vehicles, automotive software development, smart manufacturing, and green transportation technologies. We are also many files we are dealing with on this aspect right now. As the world transitions towards cleaner and more sustainable mobility solutions, Nigeria must position itself strategically to take advantage of this opportunity. The government is therefore supporting initiatives that encourage an adoptions of alternative fuel vehicles, local productions of automotive components, establishments of automotive industrial hubs, and development of technical capacity in mechatronics, automations, and digital manufacturing. One area that deserves special recognition is the role of the media, particularly automotive journalists. The growth of any industry depends not only on policies and investments, but also on the availability of accurate information.
I have your name, let me just come down part of it. Can you just take assessment of Nigeria's automotive industry?
Well, as stated in my address, Let's so let me just follow first time like that. But if you look back at the 70s, 80s, and up to the 90s, we can talk about Mani Kaduna and Atibato. We can talk about Fiat, Kaduna, there in Bauchi, then Atelu, and you can do drugs basically textbooks, then the becomes then ECFM at Apapa in Lagos. And it was growing. Then when it comes to the materials, we have the exile countries, we have the isomers, we have the determined and developed supply tires to all this. But suddenly, on the economic recession, we observed that most of these options have collapsed. And now, with the efforts of the government trying to revive them, like we had this that stadium is now assembled in Nigeria, then you know, since it's local, it's a local assembly plant now, we need more of our integration to get these peppers locally. So I think the land is still there in Kaduna, but cannot be compared with the figure we have in the last 20 years, 2025 years. But I think with the government policy now on trade, investment, and industry, I think there's the government needs to provide an environment for the local assembly plants to really function. Because I stated in my address, most of the vehicles of Nigeria roads today, they are second-hand vehicles, and they are very good, and it's contributing to traffic crashes. So, and the affordability is another thing. We can have a stable economy that the prices of these vehicles will go down. And average Nigerians will to purchase these vehicles. And that is the ultimate goals of the government when it comes to trade, industry, and investment. So I think there's hope for the country, but maybe we can sustain this and allow policy continuity. So that whoever the government that comes in able to sustain this and have to see that they improving the life of Nigerians and the purchasing power get as most appropriate.
Recently, I know there was a MOU signed between the procurement, the Ministry of, I didn't get it clearly, and NADC, just to promote the sales and to strengthen the industry. What's more can the government do? Not only the government, the stakeholders, the private sector, what can we do?
Well, that one is more of our public sector. It has always been a long-standing policy of the government because when I was in government for 40 years, there was a government policy that all procurements of vehicles was done by the local assembly plants, and we have a list. As at that time, there were 70. And with the government now reviving this again, it shows the commitment of government towards the corridors for employment, for production, and also for growth in the economy. Because when you are in a developing country, it depends on your industrialization and the strength and the flow of the funds. So I think the good thing then, again, can only be by persuasive approach to the private sector. Because the private sector have their own independence, but for government, I think the government has taken the government's decision there. And that is on them be responsible to utilize the assembly vehicles, which is good. So if this is sustained, I think it will not just for Nigerians, but then the private sector should advise people and then correct. That means the private, they look at the assembly as possible for the quality of these vehicles, and if you look at technology is very better. In every sector, so they should be able to match the type of vehicle being produced in developed countries.
Today is a very lovely day, a day of joy for the goodness of God. Looking back at 3 decades, can you just tell us how do you feel celebrating 30 years of this initiative?
I feel happy because of what we have managed to achieve for the Nigeria auto industry during that moment, and the fact that today the impact we've managed to achieve on the industry and policy making, and even the listener, the readership of our audience that we are targeting in the auto industry and road transportation industry. So I see it as an achievement, and I feel happy today when I look back, because if you listen to the story we told, we went through a lot of challenges, but because God happened to bring somebody across to me that says, don't give up. Dr. Oluwagboye. Then I went to his office to interview him for an edition of our magazine, and he looked at me. He's somebody who is quite experienced, obviously, and he said, this project you are doing, I love it. He said, but unfortunately, many people who started a project like this, they give up. He said, but you must not give up. And he said, you know what I will do? He wrote a check of 50,000 naira and he gave it to me. He said, if you give up, you are owing me. The first call marshal of the Federal Road Safety. So every time I was going to give up, I always remember this man said, don't give up, and I can do it. And the auto industry too, they encourage us. There are a lot of encouragement, not monetarily, but there are some that, because we used to do investigative stories, and sometimes when we publish the story, there will be an MD of a company that will send a message to me and say that was wonderful. So these are inspiration that, okay, people are reading. And you even get readership, especially when we're online, when we started the digital publication from South Africa, from UK, from Germany. So it's encouraging, and we said, okay, if this is what, if this is my destiny, I will go on with it. And I have people who surrounded me too. And as you can see today, so God attracted to me people who also appreciate honesty, who appreciate hard work, and that's how we managed to get to where we are today.
Fantastic. Now celebrating those stakeholders and other parastatals that supported this dream. What brought about giving awards to most of these individuals?
Yes, you can see that this award we gave today is not like the usual award. A lot of awards are given to promote products, services, like auto industry, you see cow of the year, every year cow. But these companies are like the chicken that laid the egg. They are never celebrated. If you see, there is an individual, a motoring journalist that we gave an award to. He is the only person who is my senior in the industry. Nobody has ever recognized, not that I have ever been recognized too, but he was never recognized, and I penned it down. A company like Mola Plus Industries at Ojota, I got to know this company since 1990, and they are there, and I wonder, these companies are still there. The CFO, some companies, some of the companies, one or two of them have been more than 10 decades in Nigeria, and nobody recognizes them. So the concept is to recognize, because we are celebrating, operating for 30 years in Nigeria. So we decided that, okay, companies that have been in Nigeria for 30 years and beyond, whether they advertise in our magazine or not, let's celebrate them. And fortunately, some will write them, we are giving you an award and not that, then we also, and they say, but the magazine you are publishing, can't we advertise in it? Say, no problem, send your advert rate, we send. That was how most of the adverts we get in the magazine came. Not that we really solicited and begged them, but in appreciation of what we're doing. So that is why we celebrated these companies, because we see them in our position. We are a stakeholder like them. We are media stakeholder. They are manufacturing or assembly stakeholder, and we've gone through the same thing. If they do well, it will help us. They will support us. But if they are not doing well, then we'll be struggling. No, come to think of it, Dunlop Nigeria PLC was the first company. It's no more now. Along of background, I took the proposal to them, 1996, that we want to do a radio program. I recorded the demo. They listened to it in their marketing department. They said this is wonderful. Though we don't normally sponsor any program that is not on air, but this, we like the concept. That was what gave back to Motoring World. That was how Motoring World hit the airwave, and we targeted the date when we hit the airwave. It was June 12th, 1996. We hit the airwave on GBC2 FM, Abeokuta, and Radio Rivers, Port Harcourt. So that is why we're celebrating them.
Thank you very much, Mr. Owoeye.
No problem.
I would like to ask before you What are your aspirations? Now, we are talking about 30 years back. Now we are looking at 30 years ahead in motoring world international. What are your aspirations, strategies you are putting in place for this investment?
My aspiration is for motoring world to be able to be strong enough to continue to defend the auto industry, to continue to promote the auto industry, because we know the auto industry is the largest employer of labor in the world. And my aspiration is to see, before I leave this planet, to see Nigeria auto industry developing like you have in South Africa, like you have in Germany, like you have in all those countries. Because I know in Nigeria we can do it. We have the population, we have the raw materials. If we can manufacture electric vehicle here, most of what is on electric vehicle, when you see a car that is electric vehicle, the entire the body, we have all the components, we have all the raw materials in Nigeria. We have what you use to manufacture battery in Nigeria is in Nasarawa and also in Osun State. So all we need to do is to manufacture this, and I'm looking, that's my aspiration. I want to witness it when Nigeria will now be exporter of automobile to our neighboring countries and to West Africa and even the rest of the world, as Dangote is doing today.
So your parting words for everyone who attended this 30 years.
My parting word is believe in Nigeria, and whatever you are doing for the progress of Nigeria, don't give up, because Nigeria is our country. We have no other nation. I've lived abroad for a while, so I know the difference. There is no place like home. So Nigeria is our country. Don't curse your country. There are too many opportunities here. Too many opportunities. All you need is to open your eyes and look at it, even from agriculture to just any area. You can even become inventor. You can automobile engineer. You can create, you can draw it and create a caricature automobile, and believe me, you will get somebody to sponsor it. You will get somebody, because if I can get to this level, if I can operate motoring world for 30 years and it's been gotten it to this level, you can do it also.
All right, with this we have come to the end of this wonderful episode. I want to believe we have been able to enjoy this episode of Lagos Transportation Agenda. Don't forget, this is your favorite show, your show, our show, and every week we keep on giving you updates on transportation agenda in Lagos. Please stay with us next week when we bring to you another wonderful episode. My name is Emmanuel Aransiola. Till next week, stay safe and stay blessed.